Hey lovely people, in today's video I wanted to reply to some of your most asked questions. As every time I get around 10 same questions, like I don't know, what is your job, or questions like that I get literally in every single Q&A. So I will not be answering to those because obviously these videos would be exactly the same every single time. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kind of like leave the links for you to check out the previous Q&As in the down bar below. I asked you on Instagram, Twitter and Facebook to ask me some questions, so I'm gonna just jump into it and try to answer to some of the ones that I haven't replied to before. From Twitter, because I don't think I had a lot of questions there. So Susie from Hello October asked me, if you could only keep one bag and throw away the rest, which one would you keep? Oh, that's a really difficult one because I love my bags, especially bags. I mean, I even prefer bags to shoes, but if I could keep only one, it would most definitely be the Chanel boy bag. I've talked about this bag before, especially in my top 5 favorite bags, and this is, I would say, probably my favorite bag. I really love it very much so. Next question is, where are you from? This is a tough one, I guess, as well, because people often get confused where am I from, because I write in 2 languages on my blog. I'm originally Serbian, however I live in England for 8 years now, I think. Okay, now let's go on to the Instagram. There's a lot of questions there, I think 179. Question number 1, do you miss Serbia while you're in London? Okay, so don't get me wrong, but I personally am not actual like nostalgic person. I don't really miss home. My sister does. My sister would totally like travel home anytime she can. I am going to Serbia quite soon because I have, I think, 2 weddings this summer that I'm gonna go and attend. And every time I tell my sister like, oh, I'm buying a ticket to go to Belgrade, she's like, oh my god, maybe I should just come along, you know. Whereas me, I'm just like, if I wouldn't have those events happening in Serbia, I wouldn't really go there. I have a lot of friends that I absolutely love seeing in Serbia, and I'm very excited every time to see them. However, I feel always a little bit less productive when I'm there, and it's quite difficult for me as well. Being quite an emotional person, it's quite difficult to me because I always try to see everyone, all of my friends, all of my family friends, cousins and so on, and I always feel like I disappoint someone because there's always like a little bit, you know, time shortage, so there's never enough time, and that's why I kind of feel like if I have free time, I'd rather just travel around. Next question is, would you ever release your own makeup brand? Right now I don't really think so. I'm very focused on, as you guys know probably if you watch my monthly favorites, I really like and enjoy in using high-end makeup because I like to know that I'm using a product behind which there's a lot of research, and that these brands have like formulated those products for like years or months, and like even when they release them they would reformulate them like a year or less after because they found like a better formulation. So I think good formulation is really important. Unless I'm able to have like most perfect luxurious formulation ever, which I don't think I'm able right now, I don't think I would get into whole kind of like makeup production. Do you ever wish not to do this job because it's quite difficult and you always have to be perfect? I know what you mean, like you always have to kind of like have your makeup done and look good, and you can't like go out with your nail polish chipped or I don't know, just whatever to like blogger events and things like that. There's a lot of kind of expectations as well from your bloggers, like my hair today is quite messy and I'm sure someone will be saying something about that, but I never actually am like regretting my decision because this is honestly what I want to do. I feel very creative, I feel very so fulfilled when I achieve something I want to achieve. I feel so happy when, like, I don't know, a brand that I really want to work with approaches me or something like that. So definitely not. Obviously, like, those minor things when you get, like, you know, comments about your appearance happen, but you know, it's just part of this job, and I mean, right now I think it's way better than patients screaming at you in the pharmacy because their prescription is not ready yet. Favorite place in London? Ooh, as in a cafe, bar or salon. You know what, this is always a difficult question. I quite like going for high tea, so I like Sanderson high tea and Hemyard high tea, and obviously Berkeley's high tea, which is like fashion. But in terms of places, I love just kind of like, there are like few different places that I really love. I love Regent Street in Christmas around evening time, like just love walking there, even though it's busy. Like once the shops are closed, it's really beautiful to look at all the lights and just walk and think like, wow, I'm part of this amazing city. I also like the Chelsea area, like King's Road. I like walking around there. I obviously love New Bond Street. It's, I would say, probably my favorite, but then I also like Selfridges and Harrods, like all the shopping areas basically. But yeah. What's your favorite pair of shoes? Guys, I literally do not have a favorite pair of shoes. I'm absolutely in love with my new pair of Manolos. I haven't got them with me right here, but I will insert a picture somewhere. I absolutely love them because they're just kind of like such a beautiful pair of shoes. My most worn shoes are definitely my black Chanel flats, which is why I bought a red one now as well. However, when it comes to heels, a pair that I think I definitely am so happy that I purchased would be the yellow pair of Jimmy Choo Anouk heels. Are you afraid that one day blogging might not be so popular? I think I would probably be so afraid of this if I didn't have a degree that is so solid and something that I can definitely come back to anytime. I obviously am a pharmacist by profession, and you know, this is the reason why I'm really not afraid of, oh my god, what's gonna happen if the bubble bursts one day. I am working towards kind of like building my empire and making sure that I have a lot of money in savings for the future, so hopefully one day I'll be able to, you know, like not worry too much about anything what if. But to be very honest with you, for me working hard is really not a problem, and I really enjoy working hard, so I guess whatever happens in life, I kind of, that's not a problem. Like work-wise, that's never a problem. I always say as long as everyone is healthy in my family and things like that, everything else I can deal with. Who is your favorite writer? I absolutely, like when people ask me who's my favorite writer, I love Oscar Wilde, who wrote A Picture of Dorian Gray. That's one of my favorite books. Herman Hesse's Damien. However, when it comes to kind of like easier literature, semi-easier literature, that would be Paulo Coelho. I read most of his books, I think. And then super easy literature, which I love to read when I'm like stressed or when I'm on a holiday or when I just kind of want to like not think about anything, that would be like Sophie Kinsella or Lindsay Kelk. And I must say that the dog is barking, and like literally we don't even have any dogs in the neighborhood, so that's annoying. Another favorite book of mine would be The Secret by Rhonda Byrne. You guys know I live my life by that book. How much money do you spend on clothes monthly? Ooh, this is, I really don't know. I don't really shop that much. I obviously invest in accessories like shoes and bags and some details, but I don't really buy that much clothes at all. I get a lot of clothes sent to me, gifted to me, but I would of course buy some clothes from time to time, which is mainly like on ASOS and places which, you know, you can't really walk in a shop and buy stuff, but I don't really think I buy that much clothes, and there's no like monthly allowance that I give myself to go shopping. Someone asked me, where do you get that money from? That was like a second part of the question. Well, the money that I shop for clothes, I mean, I don't get it anywhere because I don't really, I just said I don't really buy that much clothes, so I guess that's self-explanatory. But where do I get my money in general from? It's from working. Your next travel destination would be, I really want to go to Barcelona, to W Hotel, which is like my all-time favorite hotel in the world. I love it, and I'm really hoping to go there this summer. I just have to find like someone who wants to kind of like go there and who's not like really, because people, you know how people are, people want to go at this time of the year to like resorts and I don't know, like different kind of holidays, but right now I really want to go to Barcelona. I go there every year. I have got a little bit different question. Was that hard getting a UK visa? The same question about USA. UK visa, not at all. Well, obviously when I was going to England I went as a student, so like I got a student visa without a problem. I just had to bring my university acceptance letter and some other papers that they always ask you to bring to the embassy, so that was not a problem at all. And after I graduated, obviously being a pharmacist and getting that diploma helped me get a job. Obviously, Tamara, you have to get a diploma to get a job of a pharmacist. So when I got employed, I obviously sorted my work permit easily. And also, what was the other part? The same question about USA. I have a USA visitor visa, so it was not a problem for me. I obviously have a job in England and so on. Like I fulfilled basically all the requirements for US visa. What's your favorite film, movie? It's Troy, actually. Top 10 sweets from other country. Ooh, I don't really know. I kind of love to have sweets that I can buy here. When I go to different countries, I'm often very like picky. My favorite sweets are actually in Serbia, so that's definitely difficult. Describe your friend Zorana in 3 words. And will you ever make a meetup? Will you ever have a meetup in Novi Sad? I already had a meetup in Novi Sad actually, guys. That was amazing, incredible. I just had such a brilliant time meeting my followers and subscribers, and it was incredible. That was around the Christmas time last year. And to describe Zorana in 3 words, I would describe her as easygoing, spontaneous, and stylish. And grumpy. That's 4 words, but hey ho. Your favorite YouTubers? Oh god, like this is really difficult. Obviously I love watching Victoria from In The Fro, I love watching Patricia Bright, I love watching Susie from Hello October. I will leave all of their links down below. I also love watching Zella. I love watching Amelia Liana, of course. She shows a lot of high-end makeup, so absolutely love. Who is your favorite businesswoman? I love Sophia Amoruso. I read her book, The Girl Boss, which kind of like really inspired me to get my business moving. But there are some other businesswomen which involve some of my blogger friends. Some of them actually mentioned before, but I have a lot of really dedicated blogger friends who really inspire me on a daily basis, and I just absolutely adore them as blogging, as like strong businesswomen. What's your favorite place to travel to? I absolutely love to go to New York. I also love to travel to Barcelona, that's why I go there every single year. And I love going to Italy, which is why I think I've been to Italy this year already like 4 or 5 times, and it's only like not even half a year, so yeah. Where were you 3 hours ago? I was at home, I think in the garden or downstairs playing with my nephew, but maybe even working on a blog post. I don't know, you know, when you're like self-employed, time is kind of like really relative. What are some of your all-time favorite makeup products? Difficult! Guys, this is like a really tough question. I would say Tom Ford eyebrow pencil, Tom Ford eyeliner, YSL couture palette. I will kind of like leave the links for all of those below. OPI Sweetheart nail polish. I'm sure I'm gonna forget something that like I live for literally. And I'm trying to look at my makeup table. Probably like Dior Star Foundation. Why does your accent change so much? Someone asked this question in Serbia, like I never get this question asked in England actually about my accent, because people often say that my accent is fake, that I pretend that my accent is English, that my accent changes all the time. English is not my first language, guys, so I can only speak as good as I can. I do not think about it when I speak it, because otherwise this would be very strenuous to like film these videos if I had to think how am I actually pronouncing words. I don't think about it, like words just come out. Like do you think when you're talking your language? Do you like, you know how sometimes you, I don't know, whichever language in the world you speak, like obviously every language has different kind of dialects, and if you travel to different cities within your country, you kind of tend to change the accent depending on who you're talking to. I'm exactly like that. So even when I talk in Serbian, if I would go to Bosnia, like my accent immediately changes to Bosnian. If I go to Croatia, I immediately start speaking in Croatian. So I can't help it. And if I'm talking to an American person, my accent kind of adapts. It's like really, really weird, but I don't know why it happens. It just happens. I have no control over it. I actually don't think I have a British accent. I don't even think it sounds British or American. I know it's a mix of something, but it's obviously influenced by a lot of TV. Well, I don't really watch much TV, but like TV shows, and by what I hear around me on day-to-day basis. Most inspiring person in your life besides your obviously fantastic sister. That's so sweet. From one of my favorite followers, who is Kat McQueen. I actually think my first teacher was one of my most inspiring people in my life. I love her, and even though she's passed away sadly, she is like literally inspiring me every single day, and things that she taught me in life. I think that's it. Thank you so much to all of you who asked the questions. I will try and do these Q&As monthly now, because obviously I've noticed that you enjoy watching them, and I enjoy answering to all of your questions. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you soon. Bye!